Well, well. Good evening, West Ham fans. Russ, the West Ham Network, whispering Russ today. Hope you are all safe and well back at home with an evening headlines for you because the West Ham news, rumours, BS, whatever you like to call it. And actually, we'll have the BS Cup next week against Lille. So looking forward to that. It doesn't stop. Don't stop for no one. And three more sort of transfer stories to talk about and a new name to enter to the list. So let's crack on like Donkey Kong. If you like what we do, don't forget to like, comment, share. If you don't want to watch and know about rumours, you don't have to. No one's forcing you. But if you are interested, stick around and drop it a little like as well. Always helps. Or a little, crossed hammers emoji. If you can do that, if you're that way inclined, technically, all helps with the channel engagement. But not just our channel, any channel, anything you watch at West Ham, whether it's any of the content creators are creating West Ham content, drop them a little like and a little comment. You don't realise how much it means to them to see that you're engaging with what they're producing. Anyway, let's start. Let's start with got an Ardon for Ardon. Just don't pronounce the H. Now, this is an interesting one. He's someone who has pretty much been, in terms of Arda Jashari from Club Brugge, so I'll add that in case you didn't know, player we've been linked with, but was believed to be an AC Milan player. And there has been a little bit of not skullduggery, but it's taking its time over there to get this sorted. And no surprising that Club Brugge are a little bit peed off because they want some money, which then they can reinvest. And they're actually hoping that because of this protracted move to AC Milan, that a number of previously interested clubs will come back in and create like an auction, basically. And so we have been offered, apparently, according to 𝗘𝗩𝗘𝗡𝗜𝗏, a glimmer of hope in our pursuit of art. It's the hope that kills you, though, isn't it? Arda Jashari, who is believed to be Graham Potter's top summer midfield target. The article says that we've been quietly following him along this transfer sort of window, but we haven't. We all know pretty much he's someone we've been looking at quite a lot. And now we find ourselves back in the picture following a dramatic transfer row between Club Brugge and AC Milan. Bruges bosses are accusing AC Milan giants of dragging their heels, claiming they're fumbling in the chance to land Jashari. So clearly they want West Ham, who'd never fumble a transfer, to get involved. Milan president Paolo Scaroni hit back, admitting they're struggling to afford the player, despite Ardon desperately wanting the move. We don't want to offer too much, says Paolo bluntly. Now, apparently, Milan have tabled a bid around 35.5 million euros, with around 4.5 with add-ons, but it falls short of the 40 million euro valuation that Club Brugge have put on Ardon's head. Milan say that, that's their final offer. Now, with the Irons, are poised to potentially take advantage of this if the deal collapses completely. With obviously Potten, we know that goalkeeper is important, but midfield is equally important. And indeed, some people think it's more important than the goalkeeper. Some people think the goalkeeper is more important. I'm led to be. I think that a goalkeeper does really mean that a strong goalkeeper means that they can really, the rest of the team, they haven't got that second thing in their head. They can just concentrate on their job. Others, and rightly so, midfield is like the engine room. I think Nixon and 𝗘𝗩𝗘𝗡𝗏, one of the posts comments to us, and I agree with that as well. I think either or, both are important, definitely. Now, it's believed that Club Brugge are expecting to respond in the coming days, but if talks stall, we could swoop in. Also, Nottingham Forest could swoop in as well, as they have a bit of money in the hip with what's his face, Ilanga going to Newcastle. We've got about 30 million on the hip already. And I'm sure, just put that loan of 145 million, up against next season and the season afterwards, Premier League money. Should be some money around to get that sorted. We would have made a little bit maybe on the permanent deals of Patrick Kelly and Sean Moore to make those deals permanently. But we shall wait and see. I just want him. I can imagine just like if he has a really good game, we've all got an Ardon for Ardon. I just think it'd be quite funny. But he's a great player as well, no doubt about that. Let's talk goalkeeper. Now, obviously, we spoke about today Mads Hermansson being the number one choice. We've spoken about Pierce. I can't remember the lad's surname. Pierce Charles? I think so. From Sheffield Wednesday, there was reports that the Michael Cooper deal was not fabricated, but the senior sources, they weren't interested in him. But another goalkeeper name is added to the list. And it's quite an interesting one, I think. It's this gentleman. We all know who he is. He doesn't need any explanation, does he? Move on. No, this is Robin Roefs. He's a 22-year-old goalkeeper, 6'4", and that's just his neck. He's got a massive neck. I've got no neck. He's got all my neck. He currently plays for NEC, having come through from the youth ranks. As I said, very interesting player. We are led to be believed that also the likes of Napoli, Lille are interested in the prized keeper, the article says. He's considered to be one of the top contenders to succeed Lucas Chevalier, as he looks to maybe making his move to Paris Saint-Germain. And obviously Paris Saint-Germain look like they might be selling Donnarumma, and there's a conveyor belt. Once Lille complete that transfer, there's a chance they're going to approach NEC for Robin. In that case, they left a part of a significant chunk of change, according to reports. They're asking for no less than 10 million euros. Get him in. 10 million euros. Why don't we buy this guy now? He's under contract with them until 2028. And obviously, so they've got a very strong sort of negotiating position. But he's also got a very good European profile. We said in recent weeks, said Napoli are looking at him. West Ham have also been credited with him. I tell you what, get him in. 10 million quid. Absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. Let's get him in. Simple. Move along. Next one in. Next one. Let's talk about. We've got midfield. I should have gone midfield, goalkeeper, but we'll go back to midfield. And we'll talk about Matias Fernandez, the Southampton midfielder. Now, according to an exclusive on Claret and Hugh, they say that the 21-year-old Portuguese player, West Ham, have made an approach for him. But the senior source was quick to shoot that down by saying there are more than 10 clubs in for him. Jorge Mendes is his agent, obviously being Portuguese, it makes sense. And there are some big European clubs are interested. He'll leave Southampton, but I'm not too sure it'll be to the Premier League. So it looks like that our pursuit for Matias may be one that we can chalk off, as there'll be bigger fish to fry in Europe, whether that is big clubs in La Liga, whether that's clubs in France, whether that's clubs in Germany, bigger clubs than West Ham, it seems. I know it is possible. There are bigger clubs. Although we are massive, there are other clubs out there. Anyway, that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for your time as per usual. If you knew, oh no, take off Matias as well. If you're new around here, don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Holly will be taking you tomorrow with the lunchtime and Hammers headlines and stuff like that. So keep an eye on that. And yeah, we'll probably have old school Hammers on tomorrow as well with Budgie and Kieran, all that good stuff. And we'll also have I'm not going to do a live stream, I'll be honest, tomorrow for the Everton game. I've got work in the morning. Whereas they might cover that in Old School Hammers, maybe. Anyway, take care. Much love. See you later, potatoes. Bye.